Hi there, welcome to Eduretics, where we make your high school life simple. I'm Aniket and this is quiz 2 of Advanced Math as part of our Digital SAT Math Further Practice series. This series is intended for those of you who are done with their SAT question bank and the mock test as well, and you need something extra for practice, so this series is ideal for you. Make sure you do this in a timed manner. You can download the worksheet from the description, the link provided in the description, and you can practice from there, even score yourself. Okay, and whichever questions you face a problem with or you want to see a better solution, you can watch this video. And make sure you subscribe this channel to keep getting such more such videos for practice. Okay, and press the bell icon so that you know whenever a new video is posted. So let's go ahead. Question number 1. If there's an expression x cubed negative y raised by 2 z raised by negative 2 over x raised by negative 2 y cubed z, this is equal to x raised by m over y raised by n z raised by p. What is the value of m plus n plus p? So the expression on the left hand side needs to be simplified completely, and we should be left with the x term, basically x raised to the power something in the numerator and the y and z powers in the denominator. So let's start by simplifying the left hand side. X cubed negative y squared is y squared simply. Z raised by negative 2 goes down, z raised by 2. X raised by negative 2 goes up, x raised by 2. Y cubed z. Okay, now let's simplify. X cubed times x squared is x raised by 5. In the denominator we need the y power and z power. So z squared times z is a z cubed. Y cubed, and in the numerator it's a y squared, so y raised by 3 minus 2 or y raised by 1. Okay, so m is equal to 5, n is equal to 1, p is equal to 3. M plus n plus p, 5 plus 1 plus 3 is a 9. This is a written question and 9 is the correct answer. Okay, let's go for the next one. Question number 2. 3 raised to the power x plus 3 raised to the power of x plus 3 raised to the power of x multiplied by 3 raised to the power of x. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression shown above? Okay, so we need to simplify this exponents expression. 3 raised to the power of x is added thrice. That means 3 times 3 raised to the power of x. This whole thing multiplied by 3 raised to the power of x. Okay, so this is basically 3 times 3 raised to the power of x times 3 raised to the power of x. 3 raised to the power 2x plus 1. All powers added since the base is the same. All three bases are 3. Okay, so 3 raised to the power 2x plus 1 or option D. So howsoever complex an expression might look like, the exponent rules will apply similarly across the board. So you just need to rely on the rules. Keep them at the top of your mind and apply them in all kinds of expressions. Okay, let's go ahead. Question number 3. 14x squared plus 9x minus 20, that's a quadratic expression, divided by ax minus 1 is equal to something. 7x plus 8 plus negative 12 over ax minus 1. In the equation above, a is a constant and ax minus 1 is not equal to 0. What is the value of a? So on the left hand side you can see that there's a quadratic expression that is divided with a linear expression ax minus 1. On the right hand side we can see the answer to this division. Basically 7x plus 8 is the quotient plus negative 12 over ax minus 1, that means negative 12 is the remainder. Okay, so we have to figure out the value of a from here. So what are we going to do? We're going to represent the right hand side similar to the left hand side, and then we'll compare on both sides. Okay, so on the right hand side, 7x plus 8 times ax minus 1 minus 12, this whole thing upon ax minus 1. Okay, so now 7x times ax, 7a x squared minus 7x plus 8ax minus 8 minus 12. Okay, so as you can see, 7ax squared minus 7 minus 8a x minus 20. So now if you look at the expression on the left hand side, our initial quadratic equation, negative 20 and negative 20, this is the constant. Compare the coefficient of x squared. 14 is equal to 7a, because the coefficient of x squared on the right hand side is 7a. So a is equal to 2. We can cross check that by putting it in 7 minus 8a. So 7 minus 8, that is 16. This will be equal to negative 9, and a negative sign is there outside, so it's a positive 9. So that is correct. The coefficient of x on the right hand side is positive 9, and it's similar to the left hand side, positive 9. So a is equal to 2. That's the value of a. So this was simple comparison. We just made the right hand side looking similar to the left hand side in terms of the numerator and denominator, since the denominator is same on both sides, ax minus 1. So the numerator must also be same. And that's when we started comparing the coefficients for different terms. So the constant would be equal to the constant. Coefficient of x squared would be equal to the coefficient of x squared on both sides. Okay. So a is equal to 2. Let's go ahead to the next one. Question number 4. 4x squared minus 12xy plus 9y squared. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression shown above? Okay. So since we can see that all options have just two terms, that means this has got to be a whole squared expression. Okay. So 4x squared can be written as 2x squared plus 9y squared can be written as 3y squared minus 2 times 2x times 3y. If we check this, 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 is 12, negative 12xy. So this is the correct expression. And what is this expression for? 2x minus 3y squared. This is what the expression represents. So 2x minus 3y squared. Option D is the correct answer. Okay, let's go for the next one. Question number 6. 5a squared b minus 10abc plus 5bc squared. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression shown above? Okay, so we see that the factor of 5 can be taken out in common. What else can be taken out? The b can be taken out, since a b is present in all three terms. This is a classic algebra question, like equivalent expressions question. So 5b I'm going to take out. What are we left with inside? A squared minus 2ac plus c squared. Okay, so this is simply 5b a minus c squared. This is pretty clear now. So 5b a minus c squared, option D. Again, option D is the correct one. Okay. Let's go ahead. Okay, just a clarification. The last question was question number 5. By mistake, I wrote that as 6. This is question number 6. Okay. X minus 2y plus 3z minus 2wx plus 4wy minus 6wz. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression shown above? Okay. Now there are two ways to do this. One is to randomly pick an option, do the multiplication, expand it and see if it matches. That might take more time. So let's first look at the expression given and see what all simplification we can do directly. So x minus 2y, 3z, let's see what all can be taken in common. I'm saying x minus 2wx, take these together, minus 2y plus 4wy. So right now we're rearranging first. Plus 3z minus 6wz. So this looked like a pattern, that's why I've taken it like this. So x minus 2wx, I take x as common, 1 minus 2w. Minus 2y plus 4wy, I take minus 2y common, 1 minus 2w. Okay. Plus 3z minus 6wz, I take 3z common, 1 minus 2w. Okay. Now you can see 1 minus 2w as a factor is common in all three terms. Let's take it outside. 1 minus 2w. This is taken in common. What are we left with inside? X minus 2y plus 3z. Now let's match with the options. 1 minus 2w, option B or option D. X minus 2y plus 3z, x minus 2y plus 3z. This is the correct answer. Option B is the correct one. Okay. So what did we learn from this question? It's not necessary that you head straight to checking with the options, because even if you're going in a sequence, you'll still have to check two options to get to option B and identify that as the correct one. So rather it's better to have direct simplification and then match with the required option. Okay. Let's go ahead to the next one. Question number 7. The graph of the equation y is equal to a times x minus 1 times x plus 5 is a parabola with vertex h comma k. If the minimum value of y is negative 12, what is the value of a? Okay, the minimum value of y is negative 12. That means it is occurring at the vertex and k is basically equal to negative 12. Okay, let's expand this quadratic to form it like a proper quadratic equation. So a times x squared plus 5x minus x minus 5. This is ax squared plus 4ax minus 5a. Okay, this is the y. Okay, now the x coordinate of the vertex is minus b by 2a, where y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. So let's put this and let's check. The value of h would be minus b, so minus 4a, the coefficient of x, over 2a, 2 times the coefficient of x squared. So a and a cancel, it's a negative 2. H is a negative 2. Let's put a negative 2 in place of x in this equation and y as negative 12, which is given. So negative 12 is equal to negative 2 squared is 4a minus 8a, because x is negative 2, minus 5a. Okay, so 8 and 5, 13, negative 13 and positive 4 is a negative 9a. So negative 12 is equal to a negative 9a. Negatives cancel. A is equal to 4 over 3 or 12 over 9. That's the thing. Okay, so a is equal to 4 over 3. That's a written question. This is one way of doing this question. Now what's the other way to do this question? The other way is DESMOS, and it's also the quicker way. Let's look at DESMOS. Okay, so let's write the expression here. Y is equal to a times x minus 1 times x plus 5. Okay, now we'll add a slider for a. Okay, now as you can see, this quadratic function, the graph is shown right here. We need this vertex, which is right now at negative 2 comma negative 9. We need this at negative 2 comma negative 12. Okay, so I'm making it bigger, the graph bigger, so that we can see 12 distinctly. Okay, now we'll start varying the value of a. 1, 1.1, 1.3, 1.4. Okay, between 1.3 and 1.4, it's crossing 12, negative 12. So let's put the values accordingly. 1.3, I do 1.31, no, 1.32, 1.33, 1.34, oh, that crosses. So 1.33 is the point where it's reaching 12. Okay, negative 11.97, almost 12. Let's add a few more 3s. Okay, and it goes to negative 2 comma negative 12. So 1.33 is basically your answer, and 1.33 is also equal to 4 over 3, which we got by solving it manually, like mathematically. Okay, so DESMOS saves a lot of time in this question, as you can see. Let's proceed to the next one. Question number 8. X minus 6 root x minus 16. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression above? Okay, this is similar to the quadratic equations. As you can see, like x squared minus 6x minus 16. Had it been like this, okay, let's try to solve it. If it was x squared minus 6x minus 16 instead of x and root x, so what we can split this as is x squared minus 8x plus 2x minus 16 is equal to 0. X minus 8 plus 2 x minus 8 is equal to 0. X plus 2 x minus 8. Now what is changed between these two expressions? The degree of x is reduced by 1. So x, basically all x's in this expression represent root x corresponding to this expression, and the x square represents x. So this x here, when converted for this equation, for first equation, this will become root x plus 2 times root x minus 8. So root x plus 2, root x minus 8. This is the answer, option D. If you want to quickly check it, you can do that. Root x times root x is an x, plus 2 root x, minus 8 root x, minus 16. And plus 2 minus 8 root x is minus 6 root x, which will give us the expression which was there originally. Okay. So don't get intimidated seeing the root x. It's still similar to the quadratic equation, the normal quadratic that you solve. Okay. So remember this as a trick, maybe. Let's go to the next one. Question number 9. If x minus 7 times x minus s is equal to x squared minus rx plus 14 for all values of x, what is the value of r plus s? Okay. Simplify the left hand side. X squared minus 7x plus 7s minus sx is equal to x squared minus rx plus 14. Okay. And then x squared minus x 7 plus s plus 7s is equal to x squared minus rx plus 14. Now we'll start comparing. Coefficient of x squared is 1 on both sides. Okay. The constant term 7s is equal to 14. S is equal to 2. Coefficient of x to be compared on both sides. On the left hand side, it's a negative 7 plus s, that is 9, negative 9. On the right hand side, it's a negative r. So r is equal to 9. R is 9, s is 2. R plus s is 11. That's the correct answer to this question. R plus s is 11. Okay. Let's go ahead to the next question. Okay, before we proceed, I humbly urge you guys to subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting more such videos for like really good practice for you. Okay, so that you guys are confident up till the day of your test. Okay, let's proceed to the next one. Question number 10. The xy plane above shows two x-intercepts, a y-intercept, and vertex v of a parabola. If the line passes through the points 2, 0 and v, which of the following must be the y-intercept of the line? Okay, so first of all, we need to figure out the quadratic function. From there, we'll figure out the coordinates of v. Once we figure out the coordinates of point v, we'll figure out the equation of the line. From there, we'll figure out the y-intercept of the line. Let's say call this point A, and basically the y-coordinate of point A. That will be our answer. So in this question, don't waste a single second trying to solve anything on your own. Head straight to Desmos. This is the best, a classic question for Desmos. Okay, let's go. So we have 3 points given for the quadratic function. Let's insert them in the table here. So the points are negative 4, 0, negative 4, 0, then 2, 0, and then there's another point given for the y-intercept, 0, 16 over 3. 0, 16 over 3. Okay, let's quickly run the regression. y1 tilde b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x1 squared. Okay, so there you go. You have the quadratic function, the absolute quadratic function. Now we can see the vertex, coordinates of the vertex. Negative 1, 6. That's the coordinate of the vertex. And what is the other point given for the line? 2, 0. The line is also passing through 2, 0 and the vertex. So let's do a separate regression for this. I'm inserting another table here. Okay, 2, 0 and the vertex, which is negative 1, 6. So negative 1, 6. Let's run another regression. y1 tilde b0 plus b1 x1. Okay, this is the line. Where is it cutting the y-axis? At this point, 0, 1.90476. So 1.90, that's the y-intercept. So let's go back to our question. This is 1.90. Okay guys, really important thing. We made a mistake here, and it's a crucial mistake. I'm glad it happened here right in the video so that you can see and beware of such mistakes. So the first table has x1 and y1. as the variables. So the first regression uses x1 and y1 as the variables. The second table has x2 and y2, but I have written the second regression again in x1 and y1. So it's picking the points from the first table, which is wrong. Let's change that. y2 b0 plus b1 x2. Now it's correct. Now when we check for the y-intercept of this line, 0, 4. So 4 is our answer. 4 is the y-coordinate of the y-intercept, that point where this line is cutting the y-axis. Okay, so be really careful while you do such stuff on DESMOS. So basically when you're doing multiple regressions based on multiple data tables, make sure that you're using the correct variable index. So x1, x2, these are variable indexes. So make sure you use the correct variable index. Okay, let's go back to the question. So the correct answer is option C. Okay, so no use or no point of spending any time on solving this question manually or mathematically. Okay, head straight to DESMOS and beware of the kind of mistake we made here. Make sure you don't repeat such thing. Okay, yeah. Let's go to the next one. Okay, question number 11. If x plus y squared is equal to 324 and x minus y squared is equal to 16, what is the value of xy? Okay, this is a fairly simple question. X plus y squared. So if you know the squares and square roots, like if you have them on your fingertips, this is really simple. X plus y is basically 18. 324 is the square of 18. X minus y is basically 4 because 16 is the square of 4. So x plus y, x minus y, add them both. 2x is equal to 22, x is equal to 11. If x is 11, in the second equation put x is 11, y is equal to 11 minus 4, which is 7. So xy is 11 times 7 or 77. Option C, that is the correct one. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, before proceeding, some of you might be getting this question that let's say you don't exactly remember the square root of 324, or you're not able to immediately identify what is the square root of 324. Okay, fair point. So what's another method to do this? And maybe a quicker one, not quicker for the case where you remember the square root of 324, but quicker in case you're going to solve this manually. So let's head to DESMOS as always. I'll show you how to solve this question using DESMOS. Okay. So let's write both the expressions given. X plus y squared is equal to 324. Okay, as you can see, this is what we get in the graph. If you look at the points, if you look at the intercepts, basically all intercepts are different versions of 18 and 0. So negative 18, 0, 0 comma negative 18, 18 comma 0, 0 comma positive 18, like this. Okay, so basically this directly suggests that 18 is the square root of 324, but no worries. Okay, the next expression, x minus y squared equals 16. Now look at the points of intersection for both these functions. Pick any point, you'll get the numbers 11 and 7. All points will be different forms of 11 and 7. So basically you just need 11 times 7. That will be your answer. Okay, so that is 77. So this is how you can solve that question without doing anything manually and also without keeping in mind the square root of 324 or the square of 18. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, question number 12. Population P of a town is 80,000 this year. If the population of the town decreases at a rate of 4% each year, which of the following expressions gives population P after t years? So basically the population of this town is or can be represented using an exponential function. Initial value is 80,000. Population after t years. So each year, each of those t years sees a 4% decrease. Let's say in this year it's 80,000. At the end of 1 year, it's 80,000 times 1 minus 0.04. 4% basically means 4 over 100, which is 0.04. Okay. Then at the end of the second year, this will become squared. At the end of the third year, 3. So basically 80,000 times 0.96 raised to the power of t. This is the exponential expression to represent the population P of this town. So in case you guys need a detailed explanation of this, like how do we figure out the exponential function for a given scenario, so I've done up a video on that. So the link to that video would be shown on your top right now in this video, and also in the description. Okay, so you can use that, refer to that video to get an understanding of this. Okay, so the answer is going to be option B. Okay, so this is how we come to an end of quiz 2 for advanced math. I hope you've learned new tips and tricks here, and this practice proves to be fruitful for you. Okay, so keep practicing, keep a lookout on the next few videos. Okay, make sure you subscribe the channel so that you don't miss out on any videos in this series. Okay, keep learning, keep practicing, and go cracking on your SATs. Thanks, bye bye.